everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? This is Friday Night Chats with Kevin.
And I'm Kelly.
All right.
Yeah, we're here. This is the last Friday Night Chats of April.
Yeah. 2021, the last Friday Night Chat of 2021, April.
The dog, we just spent 5 minutes staring at the camera because the dog decided to bark as soon as we turned it on today. And then we spent a few minutes before that trying to figure out seating so that I don't look like I'm 4 feet taller than Kevin. Because Kevin likes to recline back and I like to sit up. And so, and he's short. He's got a shorter torso than me.
I got a misshapen body. I have freakishly long arms and freakishly long legs, but I have a short, round, friggin' oblong torso that's not fit for anything.
I'm going to get him a booster seat.
Yeah, that'll be it. That won't mess with my ego at all.
I don't know. Maybe I could sit on I bring in one of my kindergarten chairs and I could sit in that and then we'd be even. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm trying to be more positive. It's tough. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
And it has been a Friday.
You've had a very bad Friday. So.
Well, I mean, my whole Friday wasn't bad.
Just a little bit of it.
After recess was bad. And it went bad in a bad way.
Spiraled.
But it spiraled. But it's all good now.
Yeah.
So I'm home.
Home?
For 3 days. But anyway, so last week in April, today's last day in April. Tomorrow's May 1st.
May 1st. And as we discussed last week, May is bad.
May is going to be good. Don't say it. May is going to be great.
May is going to be great this year. Hopefully, all you educators out there have got your stuff together. And
it's going to be great.
Rock it.
It's going to be great. We can do it.
There you go.
We can do it.
Power.
Power.
That's
positivity.
That's power. Positivity.
The power. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did get our room decluttered. Mm-hmm. That did make a huge difference in my mental state. Because then I went out and bought a new comforter and it's just
we got a new hamper that the dog doesn't bark at.
Yeah, she doesn't bark at her hamper anymore. She still barks at the neighbor though. So you're going to hear she's intently watching the kid next door because we live on a corner and he lives next to us in the cul-de-sac. And instead of walking on the street to get to his house, he cuts through the corner and walks right in front of our windows. And it just drives her nuts. And then the Ring doorbell goes off and, they play football out there, which normally doesn't bother me. But like when I'm in here trying to work and she's barking like a chihuahua. Chihuahua.
Chihuahua. Chihuahua.
She didn't like that one. Yeah, it's, that's the only time it gets annoying. But other than that, I'd rather have the kids playing football on the street than doing other things out there. So that's all good. But anyway, so we got the room straightened out. Kevin carried lots of things to the recycling and to the trash and just decluttering things. We collect so much stuff and it's not even
that's life.
worth
you
collecting.
Stuff in life and
it's just like shoe boxes and Amazon boxes and it's just a ton. But anyway, we got that all done. That helped. Nail mail bags are not in the bedroom. I do collect those too though. I saw one got delivered today. Yeah, a big package. So anyway, we have a couple of fun meal stories.
Yeah.
As we are cutting out everything fast food. And I struggled with it today.
Yeah.
I struggled it. Yeah, because my normal pattern before this whole year went berserko was I'd get super stressed about something at work or like have a rough afternoon. And I would go to Starbucks for coffee or hit the Chick-fil-A. And in my head, I was like, oh, I like just need this. I'm definitely a stress eater. Mm-hmm. And I remember this happening years ago. I ended up in the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A and not even remembering making the conscious decision to do it. Today, we've been off fast food for 3 weeks. I've been off Starbucks for 3 weeks. today I was like thinking even before I left school, I'm either going to go home and drink alcohol or I'm going to stop on the way home. And I thought, well, I won't go to Starbucks. I'll just go get a sweet tea at Chick-fil-A. And then I thought, well, I know that'll lead to me getting something else. So I avoided it altogether and came straight home.
I'm proud of you.
I did not stop. So I'm proud of myself. That to me is like a major win in my day.
Yeah.
When I've had a really stressful beat down kind of day, afternoon anyway, and just didn't give into it like I normally would have.
Yeah.
So we're cutting all of that out. I've lost 8 pounds since spring break. So I want to keep on that. Although we didn't do much to help the situation at dinner the other night, but I don't know. That's okay. So Kevin made so his new grill has a rotisserie attachment.
Yeah. And I wanted to try it out. And so what we did was my mother-in-law got a Sam's Club membership. Okay. My mother-in-law got a Sam's Club membership. So we went and picked up some different stuff. We got a couple chickens, some pork chops, some other
Steelhead trout.
Steelhead trout.
Which we've never made before, but I'm actually I'm not a fish eater, but I'm curious about it.
I'm 100% not sure how to do that.
Well, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway.
Google is my best friend.
Yeah. So decided we'll go ahead and do the chickens first because I really wanted to try the rotisserie attachment. Got the attachment all hooked up. That was great. Then the learning process started. So I read up on it a little bit, but it's basically truss the chicken up, rub it down, flip it, throw it in there,
rub it down.
Put it all in there and set it and forget it. Well, that didn't work out. So first of all, my thing comes with 2 prongs. And I didn't realize, because I kind of saw pictures where it seemed like the 2 chickens were just packed together.
They do, but they have to be packed in the same direction, and you had them head to head.
Right.
Head hole to head hole.
And then flipped it around, and they wouldn't spin because the chickens, you're basically going through the cavity. You're not really in the meat or anything. They flop. And the prongs, because I only had 2, they wouldn't hold both of them. So apparently you need a set of prong for each chicken. So that wasn't going to work out. Plus I couldn't get it to spin all the way. It would get stuck on the grates, ended up pulling the grates off. And then I tried to put foil down so it wouldn't drip into just the thing. That didn't work out. So there we go. It's just spinning away. So I said, well, I had to do 1 chicken on the grill. I did the other chicken. We have a Ninja Foodie indoor grill / air fryer. And I put it in there, which that thing's awesome too.
And it cooked it way faster than I thought it should have.
Yeah.
I wasn't 100% sure it was going to be edible.
Yeah. The chicken in the air fryer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it was like 40 minutes.
The air fryer chicken come out really good. The problem with the air fryer chicken is the extremities got dry where the breast meat was.
You got to flip it halfway through.
Yeah. Which I missed because I was outside dealing with the rotisserie. The rotisserie, all of it was super duper moist. I mean, it come out really good.
They were both very good.
Yeah, they were both very good. But the extremities on the Ninja ended up being a little dry. But again, I didn't flip it, which you're supposed to do.
We also learned that we only need 1 rotisserie chicken.
We only need 1 rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, there's 5 of us, 5 adults here. And, we're used to cooking more than what we, should cook. But even with just cutting up the 1 chicken, we had left over.
Yeah.
But so we had a whole chicken and then some of the other chicken. Yeah, we need to adjust for like all this new.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sit yourself up. Look at you. I'm going to lay back. You sit forward. Right. You're not here.
There we go. That's even better.
So the chickens were good.
The flavor was great. The
flavor was great. The salad was good.
Yeah, the salad was real good. Sam Club, you can buy just salads in a container.
Are you uncomfortable with it?
No, I'm good. It's super good. Super duper. Sam's Club is the way to go. We have a thing with BJ's, but BJ's is way the hell out there.
No, Costco.
Or Costco. Yeah, BJ's. We don't do BJ's. But Costco is way the hell out there.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Sam's Club, though. We are late to the Sam's Club game.
We are late. Yeah.
Everyone knows about how great Sam's Club is. We relate to that party. Because we always belong to Costco.
Yeah. But,
So, anyway, we had that really yummy, delicious meal. Kevin made some really good grilled pork chops for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
So we had pork chops and baked beans.
Mhm.
It's almost, I don't know if are there carbs in baked beans? Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but that's really the only carb I had all day today,
Mhm.
outside of my oatmeal this morning.
Yeah.
So that when we decided that yesterday we were going to have a date night, Kevin and I have not been out for dinner, just the two of us, in a very long time.
Even before the pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, we just
might have even been the night you got really sick.
Yeah. Actually,
Could that probably be the last night?
That was the last night.
That was the last night we went out, the two of us together. And that night ended so horribly. I have PTSD about going out again, especially to that restaurant, which I don't think I'll ever go to, but they've since not opened anymore.
They're having trouble getting help to stay open. But basically, we had went to a seafood place, and I had scallops, which I love scallops, and got home and got real sick. I threw up, and then went to the bathroom.
Kevin doesn't do anything halfway.
Yeah, I don't.
So when he gets food poisoning or the flu or whatever, he cashes in all his chips. He doesn't get sick often, but he saves it up and uses it all at one time. So he was so sick so frequently that he dehydrated himself.
And I went down.
And he just passed out in the bathroom. And we could not get him to regain consciousness completely. And so we had to call the ambulance to come, and his eyes were rolling back in his head and he wouldn't stay conscious. And I am telling you, I am normally very cool under pressure, but not that day.
Yeah.
I got to hand it to my brother because
he
really stepped in and took care of business and kept me from freaking out. And it was not good.
Yeah. And then I was in the hospital.
So he's not allowed to eat scallops anymore.
4 days after that because
it wasn't 4 days. You know what the funny part about it is?
What?
We were in the hospital for 36 hours.
Oh, really?
Maybe not even that, but we spent half of that time in the ER waiting for a room to open.
And that was the most uncomfortable bed.
It was awful.
Ever. The worst bed I've ever been in.
Well, it was a ER bed. It's not a bed. It's a
gurney or whatever.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was probably the last time the two of us had been out together.
Yeah.
So Thursday we decided we were going to have an early dinner at Cooper's Hawk, which is like a winery / restaurant in the area here.
Yeah.
And we had one whole side of the restaurant to ourselves.
Pretty much, yeah.
And we had the most delicious chicken pot stickers. I'm telling you, I've been thinking about these pot stickers and this slaw that was with it.
The coleslaw was phenomenal.
Oh my! And I think they dressed it with some
sauce.
balsamic something, and it was.
It's like a balsamic sauce,
so
soy sauce, I guess.
And then we had fish and chips and chicken sandwich, which we split. And then we finished the night with a warm chocolate chip cookie with Reese's peanut butter cups and ice cream. If you're friends with us on Facebook, you saw it because we put it up there. Yeah, it was probably really a lot of calories and carbs, but
we don't do it very. It's the first time we've been out in forever.
And we normally don't order dessert when we go out to dinner.
No.
So Tilly's mad because we didn't bring her any. Yeah. She's letting us know. So anyway, we had a really nice night. If I drank wine, it would have been a much more expensive evening because they have all kinds of wine there.
Yeah.
But I'm not much of a wine drinker.
And it's all paired. Like they had, all of it was paired.
Yeah, like on the menu, whatever the meal was, they pair it already for you with a wine, so you don't have to know a lot about wine, which is good.
Yeah.
I know I just can't drink it. It sets off my reflux. I have problems
Next
with
time
it.
we go in there, though, I want to try one of the risottos or the short ribs. They have braised short ribs.
Yeah. I'm just going to get the chicken pot stickers as my meal. They were so good.
They were really good.
They were so good. But aside from that, really nothing much happened this week.
It was a pretty light week.
I have been trying to get myself in a better mental headspace. And it's not that anything's really wrong. It's just...
Basically,
I think it was the clutter. That was a lot of it. And everything kind of being cluttered. Kind of felt a little like I wasn't in control of things. And then I mean, school is always school. It's not been any more or less stressful.
Mhm.
So it really wasn't that. And it wasn't like I was struggling with anything. It's just, I want to be able to focus on more positive things and surround myself with more positive people. And the positive people that I know that are out there are also going through things right now. And it's just this time of year, maybe. I don't know what it is. The end of the pandemic, or trying to get back to normal, but you can't. I don't know what it is. But
Yeah. Well, and that's the world right now. I mean, everybody's in this constant state of flux now, and no one knows what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
Everybody's, there's a lot of people getting vaccinated, but is it time to start opening stuff up? Is it, how safe are you out there?
And the thing is, like, being in the restaurant, it feels weird.
Mhm.
Not being masked in a place where other people are. And
Now, the restaurant having that section basically to ourselves certainly helped.
I mean, yeah, that did. And I'd been there before, and I've been in other places where we haven't been the only ones there, but it's just a whole new thing to get used to. And you feel like you want to get back. Tilly, please stop. Oh my gosh. Every week.
All right, let me go get her.
No, she'll stop. Just let her go.
Stop it. Okay.
I saw this dog, or we're going to talk about TikTok a little bit later. And I saw this dog on TikTok this morning that the owner trained the dog to like step on these buttons. Then each button is a different word. And it was just hilarious because some of the buttons were like curse words and the dog was actually using them in the right way. It was really funny.
It's impressive.
I have to teach Tilly that.
Yeah.
She could just step on the button and call the kid an asshole rather than bark at him for 20 minutes. That would be great.
Asshole. Asshole.
Yeah, then we'd be.
Asshole.
So that's it. I mean, really, we're just cruising right along, trying to find things to be.
This might be our shortest episode yet.
It might be. I'm tired.
But that's all right.
I'm really tired tonight.
We try to give you guys what you want, but you got to leave us comments on what you want. Leave us some comments and let us know what you want us to talk about. Otherwise, we're just going to be making stuff up.
There was this one thing, the moon this week, which is
yeah.
probably why the end of the week has been so, I don't know. If you've taught in an elementary school, you know the phases of the moon are seriously a real thing. The full moon has an effect on kids. It does.
Well, of course.
Cannot convince me otherwise.
Well, the moon affects the tides, and
the moon,
human body is like 70% water.
True, but the moon this week was just beautiful. Kevin and I were out. I don't even remember what day it was, and I was like, "Holy moly, look at that moon! It was so pretty. Yeah. It was so pretty." But then like with that prettiness comes like, "Oh my God, what's gonna happen at school?" But anyway, that was nice. Mm-hmm. One of these days, we need to go down and just watch the sun come up in the morning. We need to get up early enough to go down there.
Yeah, but that's like you'd have to get up with me.
That's why I said one of these days. Not every day. One. We have little video clips. I think I'm going to try to fit in this week too into our little podcast.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to look and see what I have.
All right.
So I know we recorded a couple things. So anyway, that kind of our shout out was just to Cooper's Hawk. If you live in the area, in the Virginia Beach area, try to hit them up.
It's off Lynn Haven by the mall.
Yeah, right at Lynn Haven. But it's right now reservation only, so you can't just walk in. You have to have a reservation.
Look them up on their website. It's
hey, really, I heard today, I heard a rumor.
What's that?
That we're going back to full openings on the 19th.
Really?
Yeah, full capacity. Yep, that's what I heard.
Well, that's good.
So we'll see. We'll see. I heard only 29% of Virginians are vaccinated.
Well, I bet you if you couple that with the number of people that have gotten the disease, and then pretty much anyone who's going to die from it is probably already dead for the most part. The hospitalizations are way down. So, not trying to be cruel or anything, but I mean, part of herd immunity is not just that
you can't get herd immunity until a certain percentage of the population has the immunity through vaccination or through COVID.
Right.
And what they're finding out is you don't hold on to that immunity.
Mm-hmm.
So if only 29% of Virginians have been vaccinated, what percentage of Virginians do you think have recently had COVID?
Uh-huh.
Because you can become reinfected with COVID.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I don't know either. How do you get people to get vaccinated? That's the thing. Like,
you tell them that if they get vaccinated, we can get back to our normal lives. You keep telling them,
but everybody knows that.
You know,
who doesn't know that?
You get on the news, they're like, well, you still need to be wearing your mask and whatnot if you're vaccinated. I get it.
That's not what they're saying anymore.
They're not saying it anymore, but that's what.
But how do you know the person's really been vaccinated?
Well, I know.
And not just saying, oh, yeah, I've been vaccinated.
Yeah. Well, I know. I get it. You're going to have to, some of it's just going to have to be, you know what? I'm vaccinated. I'm safe.
And I mean, I'm not going to I understand people make the decision for themselves whether or not they're going to receive a vaccine. I get that. And I respect that decision people make.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wonder, are things ever going to be back to what was before? Because now they're saying you need possible third dose 6 to 12 months after. So we're talking about, November-ish? People will start receiving a third dose. And then they're going to have to get it yearly after that. So what are they going to, build it into the flu vaccine? But there's people who don't get the flu vaccine too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's tricky because on one hand, I'm like, if everybody would just get freaking vaccinated, we could get this behind us. And then on the other hand, I'm like, I understand people have the right to choose whether or not they get vaccinated.
But it's like the flu vaccine in that people have the decision whether or not they want to get the flu vaccine. Some people do die from the flu as well. It's end up being the same thing where you have to make the decision. Okay, I am based on my age and health. I will get the vaccine, and I will, because I our situation is not only are we out of shape and I've got the beaties and whatnot. We live with compromised people, so yeah, I will get whatever boosters that they want. But if I were 20 some odd years old, and didn't have to worry about that, you might not get the booster all the time because the dangers to you as a person are very low.
Okay, but here's the thing. Even if you are a healthy young adult and you contract COVID without major symptoms, there are still possible viral repercussions that could happen to you years later.
Right.
So even if you're like, well, I can handle having COVID, most people recover from COVID, and they do.
Mm-hmm.
A high percentage of people recover from COVID.
Right.
But 10 years from now, how do you know that person's not going to have some kind of viral infection that's going to cause them to have a heart attack? And they'd be like, damn, I wish I got the vaccine.
But that's the thing. That's something that it's still people's decision. I
know I'm with you on it. That's why I'm saying I'm torn. This is my life. Mm-hmm. I'm torn between wanting things to be one way and understanding why they can't be that way.
Otherwise, you're talking about forced vaccination. And
no. I'm not talking about forced vaccinations.
No. Because otherwise, what can't the government tell you to do?
Well, let's not get off onto that tangent. We had a conversation on the way to work one day this week where it ended in, we just need to not talk about this anymore. That happens to us a lot.
Yeah.
So we were talking about, what were we talking about? Gun control?
No, it was drug prohibition.
Drug prohibition.
Yeah.
Legalizing marijuana really was how that all started.
It started with that, but I'm for legalizing the whole kit and caboodle, the whole smash. Just because my basic stance is that prohibitions don't work. Prohibition leads to underground economies. It leads to crime, organized crime in particular. And that's, the whole reason that the mob was started in the 30s was prohibition of alcohol. People were getting killed because the prohibition of alcohol, not because alcohol was out there and readily available. But, And this is one of those
Here's
things.
What I want to know. Here's what I want to know. People
Mhm.
die from alcohol every day.
Mhm.
Whether it's alcohol-related car accident,
Right.
Alcohol poisoning,
Mhm.
cirrhosis of the liver, whatever. Yeah. When prohibition was in place and people were getting killed because of alcohol prohibition,
Mhm.
what was the balance? Like, were more people dying because of the prohibition, or did more people die because of the alcohol?
Because of the prohibition. By fault?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
But see, you hear about all of those cases. You don't hear about everybody who dies because they got hit by a drunk driver or has cirrhosis of the liver. That doesn't ever make the news.
Because even still, I mean, the statistics on it, I don't know the statistics off the top of my head, but they're still probably fairly low when you compare crime statistics and deaths due to the prohibition of drugs versus the people who die because of bad alcohol reactions of one sort or another.
I'm gonna look it up. I don't know if we'll be able to find it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the statistics are out there. I'm sure, but that's my opinion. I think I believe in personal freedom is more or almost always going to be better than any solution the government's going to come up with, and that's proven itself throughout history. I mean, really since the 1700s. I mean, you figure, before the 1700s, before people even explored the idea of personal liberty, everything maintained flat levels of poverty and just the royalty or whatever just ruled, and there was the soldier class, and that was it. No one even had any fun. I don't believe. The next thing you know, the concepts of maybe people can just make up their own damn mind. The economy shot up like you wouldn't believe. It's crazy.
Okay. I am such a middle of the road person. I don't really have a problem with legalizing marijuana. I don't think people should be spending time in prison for it.
Right.
On the other hand, I watch a lot of Dr. Phil, and every drug addict on Dr. Phil started by smoking pot.
Yeah.
And then what damage that does to that person and their family, and the ripple effects out to their children and it is damaging.
Mm-hmm.
And
but those folks also have other issues. The pot and the drug use is
it's a symptom of something else. I get that. Right. I get it. And that's what makes it so hard for me to fall on one side of this or the other.
The other thing is you get rid of the prohibition, and you're freeing up billions of dollars every year in resources for treatment.
This was my point. This is what we were talking about. People committing crime in order to purchase drugs.
Right.
And how if you legalize the drugs, that's not going to, in my opinion, stop people from committing crime, because first of all, the drugs will become more expensive because the government's going to tax them. So the drugs are going to get expensive because they're regulated, right, by the government. Second is now that the drugs are more expensive, you're going to have to commit more crime to be able to get the money to purchase the drugs legally. I just think to me, it goes, and I'm not saying everybody who smokes pot's committing a crime. I don't believe that. There is a segment of people who use and will abuse, and that opens doors to other things where then they find themselves a meth addict and their life's been destroyed. Their family's lives are destroyed. Yeah, and I think legalizing it isn't fixing it.
No, but it keeps people out of prison and it didn't hurt anybody other than themselves.
And I'm all about that. I can get behind that.
And that's the thing. I mean, this is. I know this is a nuance. I know no one's coming on our show to debate this, but there it is. This is you folks want the raw stuff. This is the raw stuff. Everybody thinks, these two are the perfect couple. And
we are. We balance each other well, but he's way more. I'm much more middle of the road. I see both sides of an issue. Mm-hmm. So I have a really hard time falling on one side or the other. All I know is I want people to be free to live their life however they want to, love whoever they want to, do whatever they want to without anything getting in the way.
Boom.
I want to protect that right because I have lots of people I love and care about who don't have the same life experience as I do and should not be prohibited from living their life whatever kind of way, except for Chihuahuas who dig in chairs.
Stop.
That I would like to prohibit. That's really all I know. I want people to treat each other nice and be respectful, and it takes more effort to be mean and ugly. I don't go to Twitter much anymore because it's vile.
Yeah,
I have hidden and blocked and left groups on Facebook because the comments are vile, and I see it between people I care about. And
never read the comments section.
Just skip the comments because it will weigh you down.
Yeah.
I want to see pictures of people's families and like what they're doing in their life, and thus TikTok. So our one last thing, we're just going to talk about how I know Kevin and I are late to the TikTok scene too because we're old.
Yeah.
And really TikTok was for young.
And we're not really going to be doing like TikTok videos.
I'm not going to be caught on TikTok doing a this or that or anything like that. I'm not going to do TikTok videos.
But they're fun to watch. They're fun to watch.
We've both gotten, and I can tell, like if something's on the TV that he's not interested in, I can hear the same TikTok songs because so many of those videos use the same music. But we have different things we enjoy watching on TikTok.
We both kind of enjoy watching the dogs because there's all kinds of dogs on TikTok.
Oh, some of my favorite are the dog videos where they've got the like robotic human voice telling the dog's story. Those are really funny. And of course, if there's cursing in it, I think it's just hilarious. Yeah,
because dogs curse. You know they do.
I know they do.
They do. Even Tilly does. Fight me, you fuck. That's what she says.
Right?
Yeah.
I, for some reason, am fascinated by cheerleading videos on TikTok.
Not me.
No. Look, you're ruining our mojo here, Tilly. Seriously, something's going to change. I'm going to stick you on TikTok.
Stop it.
You're going to be a chihuahua of TikTok.
Chihuahua.
Oh, stop it. I don't know. There's this one guy on TikTok who is obviously a cheerleading coach or something. And he's got a little girl. She's real, like maybe 6. And he tosses her in the air and she spins and flips. And I literally could watch that for a really long time.
That I've seen a couple of those. And the guy is obviously supremely
very good at what he does.
And what he does. And the daughter is supremely confident that daddy's never going to drop, or they hide it very
and they don't show those TikToks.
Yeah. But I like that. I like a lot of different Marvel and DC stuff, comic book stuff.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of things that people put up.
Really?
Talking about the movies, talking about the comics.
So why am I watching a ton of things of people making stuff with epoxy? There's endless epoxy videos on.
Yeah. TikTok. There's one that I like called Party Shirt, and these two Australians they watch TikTok videos and then they go and do like the life hacks and whatnot to see if they actually work or not. And some of them are crap, and some of them are.
How about the one the kid comes and tells his dad the joke about what happened at school that day?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's always funny.
That one's pretty funny.
Some of them that just do jokes. There's this woman that does dirty jokes with her 18-year-old daughter, who always like blushes and stuff. You know, mommy.
See, now I'm watching a person who uses vintage patterns and makes her own clothing. Oh, I'm watching people who make epoxy. I'm only assuming like rolling trays and things like that, who make cups and tumblers. I must have clicked that I like DIY or crafty things because I have a lot of that. But my very favorite thing on TikTok is a video of this it's called Yeet Baby. And it's a little girl under 2. She's young. And her uncle, who's like 24 or 25. And he always has her pouring her own cups of things and she spills it everywhere. But they do the funniest videos. And the relationship between this young man and his little niece is the sweetest thing.
Well, that's cool.
Yesterday they were exercising. He was doing push-ups and she was next to him. But of course she was just like bending forward and then she slipped and hit her head on the floor and she started laughing and he started laughing and oh my God, it was just the cutest thing ever. That's my favorite thing to watch on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could spend hours just watching happy things on TikTok. And if it's a not happy thing, because there's just one woman who does nothing but complain about her toxic in-laws, I just flip. I can't listen to that.
That's the other cool thing. You get to something and like, oh, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, even if it's only going to be like a minute.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our one last thing. Go check out TikTok.
What's your name?
Oh my God! How did I forget? What's your name?
What's your name?
Yeah, what's your name? Tony.
Fuck you, Tony. What's your name? Ezekiel.
Fuck you, Ezekiel. Yeah. How did I forget that?
There's like a dozen of those where it's like different animals yelling at each other. It's hilarious.
So funny.
The original video for that, though, if you look it up on YouTube,
it's weird.
It's messed up.
It's really weird. Like we were like, where is this going? And it didn't go to a good place.
No.
We're like, oh, I like the funny videos are better.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it was a short episode this week.
Maybe, I don't know.
That's our one. I haven't watched the time frame on it yet, but it can't be that long.
Can't be that long. So next week we'll try to do some stuff. Maybe we'll have some extra videos that we made during the week in there. That's what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
And and the pup is
next week. Maybe we'll have Mom on because it's gonna be Mother's Day weekend next week.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll interview my mom.
Yeah, that'd be good. Can't interview mine, but.
Oh my God!
I went full Joe Gatto there.
Oh my God! You want to go full Joe Gatto? We can do it.
No, we can't do that. Know what you do a full Joe Gatto.
Never go full Joe Gatto.
Never go full Joe.
Okay, so that'll be next week. And what do you think about it, Tilly? Are you happy with our performance tonight?
Shit.
She goes, I'm happy with my performance, and that's all that matters.
I'm just waiting for somebody to fight.
She's a good girl. She has her little routines. Every night, she jumps up on the bed before I do, and she lays right down where I'm going to lay down. Mm-hmm. Then I have to fight her to get her to scoot over.
And then she's got to get up and make me get up.
Then she's like, all right, time for me to go into the blankets. I'll get up and make Daddy take me outside. And then they go outside. Watch this. I'm going to say a word. She can perk up her ears. Tilly, want to go for a ride in the car? Oh. And she hates to go for a ride.
She does. She doesn't like riding in the car at all. She hates it.
We had a dog. We had a boxer dog that every time we said the word ferocious, he would be like, I don't know why. We were like, ferocious? And he'd be like, oh.
That's me. But it's not. That was old Dempsey.
That was Dempsey.
That was the least ferocious dog ever of all time.
But look at this girl. Look at her teeth. Look at her teeth. She's got the cutest little underbite. She's so funny. Okay. You guys have a great weekend. We will be in touch soon. I'm going to go check in some new inventory in my nails business.
There we go.
I got creative last night and I put a pedicure set on my fingernails and I am in love with it. I can't stop looking at it all day today.
It's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. I'm happy with it. So I'm going to go fix my inventory and close out this month strong.
All right.
With Color Street. So you guys have a great weekend and we'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.